Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11. This is Mysterious JG. Let's see, what were we doing the last time I sat down to record this game? We were probably attacking cities in ancient China. That's what we're doing most of the time anymore. We have come pretty close to conquering the lands that traditionally belong to Shu. I don't remember exactly which cities belong in Shu and which ones should have been in Wu and Wei. We've already, I believe, gone farther north than we should have, because Jitong... Oh, no, not Jitong. Jitong should be in Shu. That Jianglu city that we lost to Tang really should have fallen to Cao Cao, because all of Tang's territory should have fallen to Cao Cao. But that's besides the point, folks. We are looking to capture all of China. And we're, making quite a show of it, because the city just fell in that last video, I think. But this city and this city are going to fall very, very soon, and then I'm going to have to make a decision. I think I've decided I'm going to take out Liu Kong next, especially because I've been making fun of him, making him talk like Rembrandt and secretly whispering "bitch" after he talks, which I found really amusing, although you probably found it really childish. But those two things don't have to be... Excuse me, oh goodness gracious, sorry. But those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive. Amusingness, childishness, and debelching, they go great together. Now, let's see what's going on. Tang, you threw everything you had into taking the city of Wan, and it's now been taken back from you. Did that break your back? Are you now ready to fall to Cao Cao's forces? Because if you are, I'm going to step in and destroy you before Cao Cao can. There's a 8,000 S cavalry under Tang. Who else has he got with him? So that's a pretty impressive looking force. Although that somehow reminds me, why do they always send their siege weapons ahead of the troops? I don't know who's attacking who here, because both sides have siege weapons out, but there's like no freaking way that Fan Zhang is going to let that ram get to anywhere near Chang'an. But anyway, folks, let's get the officer sounds reactivated. Oh, they are activated. Excellent. In that case, let's end the turn and see what happens here. Have to do some more research when we come back, too. Everyone's saying Hunji. It's a big Hunji party. No. I think Ma Dai is the guy who might be a Shu officer in Dynasty Warrior 7. I was talking about Dynasty Warrior 7 previous video. I guess I pretty much gotta get Guigong, Yang'an, and Yunnan. No, one of those cities is mine. Liu Hua successfully employed Huang Zhang. Yes, Tiger General. I, Huang Zhang, have decided to serve the Liu Bei. I'm very tired and old, though. And Han Ho. Liu Bei personally invited him to join us. Mi Zhu has invited Li Si. And Sun Quan has got Liu Jian. So yeah, we're just full of talented officers here, folks. Many, many talented officers have joined our ranks. I'm more child, proud of whatever it's saying. Wow, he's totally destroyed that dude big time. It's awesome. Alright, now, what was that disaster, though? Plague is broken out. Oh no, what do I do about plague? Does plague mean that my farms were destroyed, or is that locusts? I can't develop. I think it just means that this city is going to be like, have a lot of soldier death, so I don't really know what to do about plague, folks. I hope that Grimmith, or, you know, whatever he actually wants to be called, and, you know, when he's not being Grimmith, he probably has some advice for me on how to deal with this. I invite him and anyone else who knows about this game to comment and tell me what I should have done. Bearing in mind, of course, that I'm recording these things in chunks and trying to stagger their release a little bit. So, I find this game really addicting. Once I start playing this game, I don't want to stop. You can easily eat up an entire weekend playing this game. But, yeah, everybody please give me hints and tips on what you think I ought to do, and I will know it for next time, because that plague will certainly have subsided on its own before I can get anything done about it. But in the meantime, let's start developing the city. What have we got? We've got 2 markets, a farm, a barracks, and a mint. let's assume for right now that they've set things up in some kind of logical fashion. It's a farm. I guess I could put a granary here and have 3 farms on it. They've got a barracks going. They've got a mint, and yeah. So I have left to decide later if I want to have 3 or 4 markets around that mint. But I've definitely got room for a granary and 3 farms down here without interfering too much with what they've got set up. Alrighty. And since there's only 1 officer left, yeah, the former ruler, we'll just go around and calm the populace. Excellent. Now we can go on up to Chengdu, which is the gold capital of the world, or at least the gold capital of Shu. It's the gold standard, folks. Got a lot of new officers, and they're going to want some gold to improve their loyalty. And I might as well have some guys here working on techniques. Drill crossbows. 30 days. What else could I learn? That is probably what I should learn, but I could learn to develop juggernauts. I know that Larry H.U.'s a big fan of fire. Fire, yeah. I don't really use fire that much. I'm not that big on it. What do these things do? Now, the Adept March would have been handy to have at this point for taking over some of that stuff in Shu, but you know, it's a little late for that now. I use shallow shortcut, 0 damage on plankway. Stone construction. Don't really care about that. They develop military reform is very useful to get later on, so I probably want to start moving towards military reform. Unit on ladder, I don't care about. I don't care about thunder. I don't care about any of these. I think I want to get military reform before I start really advancing any of my unit types. But then the next thing is going to be just constantly advancing unit types. Although attack provisions might be good to get. But either way, let's get drill crossbows, and then we'll start building on the 2,000 technique point techniques, other than the ones I've already got. Oh yeah. Oh, looks like my troops doing their action combat stuff here. You guys are not going to send anybody else out to attack me? Okay. Guess you've already given up. I appreciate your pragmatism. Boom shakalaka. Didn't kill any troops, just destroyed the city itself. Damaged the city itself, I should say. This is Zhang Bao. Who's got the ram here? Liu Feng. So I should probably attempt to get the kill with Pancake Sky, because he's been really stiffed on opportunities to get honor and glory and stuff. I'm trying to take good care of my created officers. I don't even know WC whatever. I'm sorry. I'm bad with usernames, especially ones that are like big combination of letters and numbers, but I don't even know if he's still watching the OP at this point. But I feel like Pancake Sky is like one of my first created officers who came to join me, not counting Mr. Sirius, who tried to join me and I screwed it up. Let's take this city out before Fan Zheng's whole unit starves. Xing Cai, Guan Yu, and Zhang Fei. We know who's going to get the credit for the kill. I want Xing Cai. I think it's Guan Ping and, if I'm right, Mr. Sirius who are in there, yes. So clearly I want these guys to get the kills, because I want to increase the glory of the silly Shu characters and Mr. Sirius. Oh no. Oh yeah, baby. This is mine. She wasn't, she was actually personally hurt by those arrows. It wasn't just that her troops and her units died. She personally went, oof! But that I think I will run out of food before I take the city, but I will not have like a full 100% unit desertion or anything like that. This guy kind of had a moment of panic there when I was surprised by a text message sound. But anyway, moving right along here. I guess that's all 3 combat fronts attacked here. I don't really have more combat here. Alright, so it's time to start stealing up my armies in these 2 cities, where I know that I'm going to have a good fall pretty soon. Matter of fact, this city might want to start summoning some officers. Well, I'm definitely going to need to organize my forces at some point in the near future. The fact that these guys have 10 and they have 4 is not really reasonable. But I think the solution is not to take officers out of here, it's to move officers to the Yang'an from other cities that are not... Heishujian, once again, right there on the, like, come hire me territory. Mr. Galagath? Oh. Alright, so another turn, another city almost ready to fall down. Every time I fight Ma Chao or see Ma Chao in combat, I keep being reminded forcibly of the fact that neither Bobo Vulture, Vulture Bobo, JG Mystery, or She Grimmeth has ever expressed an interest in joining me. So irritating. Oh, the food This will continue to be a problem for a while now. For glory, men! For booze! He doesn't fight for booze. That's why he and Zhang Fei came to those before. Troop strength at Kueyang is somewhat thin. If you can find a Nobunaga, how about targeting them? Kueyang? Would that be... Yes, that is the next city. Because I think I'll have to take a break before I can push all the way to Yunnan. It's like lots and lots of rough jungle terrain to pass through before we get there. What the heck is that glow? There's like a weird aura of... Oh, they've got plague too. Yeah, I probably want the plague to subside before I send my army there, actually. But anyway, let's try and take over this place quickly. $773, this might just do it. Gonna be close. Yay! Woohoo! Donga donga! That's Chinese for victory for me and my squeaky voice. I'm the true Xing Cai. Ignore that Xing Cai, and I'm the Warrior 7. She's not squeaky enough to be the true Xing Cai. Yanpu? You're welcome. Gesundheit. Why are all of you guys... If you weren't going to field an army to defend the city, why didn't you all pull back to that other city and try desperately to get something going? I have no desire to serve you, now leave me alone. My heart is firm, I will not submit to you. Are you mocking me? I will never serve you. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm not ill to you. Aha, fine joke. You cannot break me. I wouldn't dream of submitting to you. Come on, dude. We had you in prison for like 10 years. What do you think you're talking to? I will not kneel to you. I will not listen to your requests. Save your breath. You underestimate me. You won't act me your servant so easily. Could execute some of those guys who've already been in my prison once, but as long as I'm alive, I still have the chance to restore my honor. In the service of Liu Bei, you mean? Oh, Liu Zhang, seriously? You were still hanging out here? This will not happen again. You have confiscated Liu Zhang's item. Oh, I thought I was asking to serve me. I released him. Either way, I confiscated another item from him? How many items does he have? Anyway, folks, this tiny little city, which is like pretty much worthless, doesn't really produce much of anything useful, but there's a big blob of color around it, so this map just won't look right until we take it. Now for Ling Ling. How much more damage are we going to have to do to Ling Ling before they just give up? Him lead a surround attack because Pancake's guy will start leading them from now on in the hopes that he will be able to take the city itself. Yeah, because once again, we're gonna... Well, we might destroy all the stamina before we destroy all the troops, actually, so that ram will not be entirely useless in this. Now, where is... I think Zhuge Liang is hanging out in Wuling with Liu Bei, doing Lord knows what, unnatural, unspeakable acts. Hey man, it's, you know, your business if you want to be homosexual, but... sorry. There's just some line reads throughout the Dynasty Warriors series that make me wonder about those guys sometimes. Anyway, it's... Still, Liu Zhang is not going to surrender. What about, Zhao Fan? No. Not going to happen, apparently. Well, since the city is pretty damn secure, let's start moving some personnel out of here to the city that will likely have to lead the invasion of Liu Kong's territory, which is Yongan. So we got Huang Zhang, who's a pretty bitchin' good officer. I thought he was hanging out in this city. He must be out doing, like, I don't know what. But anyway, might as well move him. He's probably off, doing a rumor mission, and I just forgot he was out of town, spreading rumors. So the goal that I gave to Liu Kong a few videos back to maintain neutral relations is a waste, because, I've just managed to take over, DC. I've just managed to take over some of those places I was attacking faster than I thought I'd be able to. Let me read up on Li Si. JJ Mystery still in Yi, He Chu Zhen's in Andan. Prime Minister of Qin studied under... Okay, so he did not, he was one of those created officers of the computer game, or the computer. Kawai threw in created officers who are basically like non-Three Kingdoms officers, and he would appear to be one of them. I think I was confusing him with Li Su, who was like an advisor to Dong Zhuo, whatever, Okay, we got some powerful created officers busily working on farms and stuff. And we got Zhao Yun Wei Yan, the former ruler of this whole city. They're gonna build a market together. Isn't that great, folks? Okay, you guys. I don't have any available officers. I can't do anything with Jiang Ning yet. Sending Liu Bei to the city that has the plague. That's an interesting strategy on my part. Can we spread any rumors over in Yukong land here? No. Well, in that case, let's move some guys out of here to Shangyang. I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about this, just want to get some guys moving. That'll leave 5 people, and I know I've got Liu Bei's group coming, so... So it's spreading around the officers a little bit. Spears. Need lots and lots of spears. Lots and lots of spears. Matang, don't even worry about it. It's just, I have a thing about spears. It has nothing to do with you. The fact that I'm not building anything but spears, don't worry about that, man. It's just how I roll. this battle up here. Why are you using the tactics that pull an enemy into your square when you can't move out of that square? Maybe the tactics do more damage even if they don't move the enemy. Either way, Ma Chao's like... he's taking a bit of a beating here. And the towers are going to attack him if he can't get out of there. Oh, the food! Oh no! Oh, I'll be able to get drunk if I don't have anything on my stomach. Actually, better cheaply, but I'll be sick to this word. That must be Ma Yulun, or possibly, H.U.Jin. Grimdinger's unit has recovered from confused. Group strength, yes, we know, Zhuge-Liang, thank you. Yeah, it's H.U.Jin. She's out there, hauling Ma Chao's ass, quite literally, out of the fire. Ling Ling is finished. City ain't got a whole lot left, folks. Matter of fact, I believe, Pancake Sky, you are about to have the honor of taking a city. Yeah, alright. Falling in rapid succession now, folks. Liu don't. Is you is or is you ain't my baby. I have a reputation to protect. I will not become a turncoat. I have long been waiting for this day. I shall work for you tirelessly. I don't know why I kept thinking Branded Elementa was a chick. That's a dude. But yes, I've got Branded Elementa in my force, folks. The created officers are now rushing to my side, whereas guys like this, ha ha, my joke, are morons. Thank you for your proposal, but I decline. I'm not interested in switching leaders. I refuse. It's like an actual chick. I think she's one of the non-Three Kingdoms characters. I have a reputation to protect. I will not become a turncoat. So you guys get to go to prison. Where there's life, there's hope. Oh wow, that's the final words of the John Pertwee Doctor Who, I think. How touching. But anyway, got yet another created officer has joined our cause, folks. Excellent stuff. Zhao Yun is in charge of this city. He's in the city. So let's start building a farm here. And we'll get you guys and your starving troops into this city, which has plenty of food for everyone. Huzzah! And come on, you kicked poor Xing Cai out of office. She worked really hard to take this city, you know. In the meantime, we can start developing with, you see Xing Cai, Guanping, and Mr. Sirius, the sworn brother and sister. We've already got just about one of everything, that's nice. Oh, and you know what? He's already got a mint going, so let's see whether Liu Zhang's men had any ability how to use mints correctly. I'm going to put a granary here and 2 farms. That looks like a pretty solid strategy. Yeah, mint right in the middle, so we could have 3 markets. Possibly 4. Yeah, okay. Sound building approach there, Mr. Zhang, Mr. Liu Zhang. Got Mijou in charge of this city, which I really don't care about that much now. This place might have been actually... Yeah, you know what? I really shouldn't have moved those officers to Yong'an. They're gonna be able to go by land, but they're gonna have a longer route to get to their enemies. Oh well, I guess I'll start building up forces here also. But so I got the plague in this city. Is it still got plague? Yeah. Troops still dying. too bad, actually. Take that back. Already somebody working on a ship, I believe. Let's throw some gold around some of my new officers. Got a bunch of Liu Jing prisoners I could try to take. It's actually kind of a ridiculous amount of prisoners I'm holding right now. Once again, I hate you, Jen. Always thinking about leaving, but never acting on it. Let's hire this guy away from Montang. Why not? Sounds like fun. Yeah, we're continuing to expand, folks. Neither of these cities is being attacked at the moment, but neither of them can actually hold against an attack once I'm ready to mount it. So, yeah, I'm afraid we're going to have some domestic turns to come here. That's how it is sometimes, folks. You gotta stop and rebuild occasionally. If you just keep pushing, your army's going to fall apart from within. And Cao Cao is giving us a lesson on how towers are meant to be used. A little extra firepower to the choke point. I hate you, Jen and Ma Chao, giving us a lesson on how to get killed by towers. Now she's going to get knocked into the flames. You really should join my force, I hate you, Jen. Lord Liu Bei, a servant of Emperor Jian, has come to confer a title. Oh, I did take 2 cities in the last turn. Liu Bei, I hereby confer upon you the title of Field Marshal. Field Marshal von Liu Bei. Liu Bei, you magnificent bastard, I read your book. I hereby confer upon you the title of Field Marshal. May you serve Han with loyalty. I know there's still a chance to save Han. Thank you. In the month 11 of 212, Liu Bei was given the title Field Marshal by Emperor Jian. And he also completed drill crossbows research. Everything's coming up roses for Liu Bei. And he's got a boat, motherfuckers. He's on a boat. Right, taste the part of my cavalry, motherfuckers. We should have been hit here. See, they've got cavalry bows already. Cavalry bows are fucking deadly. They're no more effective than regular bows. They just... Yes, thank you, Zhige Liang. I am aware. Now, why is that music playing? And what is this? A bandit citadel. Ah, because the order in this city is it's only 89. That's not that bad. But yes, this, folks, is a bandit citadel. It will spawn enemy sword units that are led by bandit. Basically, this means that your cities will be harassed if you don't keep your order high enough. Right now, I don't really feel the need to do much of anything about it, and my favorite... The people that I would like to have marching off to deal with this are all tied up at the moment, so to speak. So let's see if they can hold until, Xing Cai, or Mr. Serious. I'd like Mr. Serious to actually be the one to vanquish these barbarians. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to hold off until he's done building whatever it is he's building. But yeah, Mr. Serious, these guys... Oh, but no, they're going to come down here and start attacking that farm, aren't they? Ah, crap. How long until this, what are they building? They're building a market. How close is it to being constructed? About halfway there. Alright, I can't wait for Mr. Serious. Just to be sure that this doesn't become a problem, I need to send Zhang Fei out there. Or Guan Yu. But really, I'd prefer to send Zhang Fei. Because he's not going to be useful in building up facilities anyway. So if I send him over here to annihilate the barbarians, Guan Yu and what's his name can get to work on doing something else. And, well, maybe you guys better get to work on a farm, and maybe better get to work on a farm that's a little bit farther away from that guy. And someone really should be raising order in the city, because apparently it's low enough to attract bandits. But this is non-Mon country. We have to expect that there's bandits ready to just, at a moment's notice, start rebelling around non-Mon country. Non-Mon country is where the great Meng Huo led a rebellion against Liu Shan's forces after the death of Liu Bei. And in a bunch of made-up, completely fictional action, Zhuge Liang had to hand Meng Huo his ass in order to get him to, you know, straighten up and fly right. Alright, so what have we got here? We've got, could pretty easily get 3 markets around mint and some other stuff. So let's get started on that. We've got Branded Elemental on our force. Congratulations, Branded Elemental. I hope you're still watching at this point. Haven't already given up on this LP. Because this is your chance to get given money, although it's not letting me give you money, so never mind that. Already up to 600 TP. Yeah, your technical points come in just a lot faster once you've got a big empire going. But, yay! The plague is over. Excellent. So we can continue recruiting troops, inspecting, training, and get some more towers going. Probably don't need more than one tower to start attacking these places. You know what? It couldn't hurt. I think the other thing that I want to do is get somebody out here in Chengdu, the richest city in the lands of Shu. I want to get, well, troops would be nice, although I don't want to leave this place completely out of troops. I just want to get a big fat chunk of change heading into Yang'an so that it's well, wait, what kind of equipment have they got here? They've got like nothing worth even taking. I'll take everything they've got, but it ain't really worth the trouble. I'll take that one ship just in case. But yeah, the idea is to fatten the coffers of Yang'an before it begins its invasion of the Yukong's territory. Excellent. Meanwhile, do I feel like wasting 20 action points increasing order here? Well, I certainly don't want bandit citadels showing up at Chengdu, excuse me. Chengdu, Gesundheit. So, yeah, folks. Glad I noticed this. Bandit Citadel. Let's see if these guys can actually do any damage before Zhang Fei gets to them. But I'm going to want to hop up here in a minute and check on that text message. Doesn't look like they were able to get far enough to do any damage, so that's good. Zhang Fei will punish the infidels in the name of the Han, and then we're going to continue with our domestic phase, building up for our next round of attacks. Thanks for watching, folks. Stick around. I'll try not to make it too long before we're next on the march, ready to crush the enemies of the Han. See you next time.